Hiya.
Hello.
Welcome to GGKCS, the multi-generational podcast / FlossTube for fans of all things knitting, cross-stitching, geeky. I'm Cece.
I'm Dammy.
And we're glad to have you today. Today is Sunday, the 20th of June, 2021, and this is episode 448. We'd like to say a big welcome back. Love y'all to all returning viewers, and a big hi to any new viewers. Thanks for giving us a shot. We hope you enjoy the show. It is warm in Seattle today. So we have a fan going. Hopefully I'm going to be able to pull most of that noise out. But we would melt into puddles very quickly if we didn't have a fan on. So you'll forgive us that, please. Do we have anything important? Okay. Well, we probably should get started then. Here we go.
And now we're going to talk about what is on her needles.
So here we go in my beautiful project bag from Nerdbird Bakery. I am working on a cowl for my niece Lola's birthday that's upcoming. And I am using the Oats cowl pattern by Tin Can Knits on US 8's 5mm needles. And I'm using Audine Wool's Chill in a Little Cabinectomy colorway. I'm not sure why it's called that, but that's what it's called. And I have made a lot of progress on that this week, y'all. This marker right here is the end of the first skein of yarn of 2. So I think I talked about this a little bit in last week's episode, but it's a free pattern, so I don't feel any problem with talking about it. I had enough yarn between 2 of the sizes, so I just did some math and adjusted it. So I did 150 stitches, and then the garter ridge is 50 stitches. So what I will do is I will continue with the pattern until I have the same number of garter ridges above as I did below, and then do the ribbing, and this one will be done. So this one is knitting up really, really quickly, and the yarn is so squishy. It's Surrey alpaca and cashmere, and it's so squishy. Do you want to squish? Sorry. It's very squishy. So I'm working on that, and then when I finish Lola's, I will start on either Wyatt or Wayland's. I'll be using the same pattern. Just different yarn for it, and then I will do the third one and get them all done and shipped out before Lola's birthday, so that my mom can hold on to the boys until their birthdays in December. So that is all I have been knitting on, other than I started this week's Premie Hat. I'm knitting on it while we're talking here, but let me show you the Premie Hat that I finished last week.
And now we're going to talk about her finished project.
Yes, so here is last week's Premie Hat. This is the 24th Premie Hat for the year. You can get it, the pattern for this, that's the top-down Premie Hat pattern, you can get it for free on our website.
jobofpearldesigns.com.
Pink, why is your hair on this, huh? Pink's hair gets everywhere. I used US 6's 4mm needles. The pink variegated colorway there is Uru yarn sugared worsted in the roses colorway, and then the black is Barocco Vintage DK in the black colorway. So there is last week's Premie Hat, and then I have just barely started on this week's, but I will get that knit up today and be able to show it to y'all next week. And that's the only thing I finished this week. So we should probably move on to the next segment. And now it's time for FlossTube. What are you working on, Dammy?
I just picked this back up. It is the Rose bookmark cross stitch that I've been working on. So yeah.
Yeah, it was a freebie pattern.
Mm-hmm.
And you changed out the colors to be shades of red.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You might also pick back up the hat that you're knitting for your friend.
Mm-hmm.
So, but it's been decompression after finals week this week. So, and getting settled because Dammy's staying with me this summer. So, so we just tried to get settled and also stay cool because this heat is ridiculous. So, yeah. Okay, let me show you what I'm working on. Will you hand me that top bag? Yeah. Okay, so in my Jane Eyre, I Am No Bird and No Net Ensnares Me project bag from the Black Needle Society. It was from one of the Black Needle Society boxes. And I am working, what I'm showing you on the screen is what the pattern looks like. This is Dreaming Girl by Barbara Anna Designs. And I am stitching it on Fiber on a Whim, 14 count Aida in the lipstick color, using mostly called for flosses. I think I had to shift one of them either lighter or darker just because I didn't have it. So it's still the same color, but it's just, I can't remember if I went lighter or darker on it. But here is my progress. Y'all, I am almost done with this color of the hair. So, so this, like right around, I think it was right here, was the end of page 2 of the hair. And then page 3 is not a full page. So I need to finish this color of the hair, and then I'll go back and do the next color of the hair. And that needle minder is also from Black Needle Society. It was from the most recent box, the Rainbow Stitches, and it says stitch with all the colors. So I am loving, loving this. And I have another Black Needle Society box on the way, but it decided to take a holiday without me and go to, where did I say it went? To Puerto Rico. So when I checked on the tracking this morning, it was still in Puerto Rico, just a different location. So fun times. It'll get here though, and it's a pirate theme box. So, and then will you hand me the big bag? Thank you. And then here in my Winnie the Pooh bag from Knit Run Dig is my, sorry, I turned it the wrong way. Here we go. My Edinburgh Castle, which is a pattern by Tara Luna Stitchery. Details on everything I'm using for this pattern is in the show notes at
GGKCS.com.
And I'm stitching this on a 25, I think it's a 25 count gridded. And I'm doing 2 over 1, but I'm doing 10th stitch, which means I'm only doing half of the X. So I do the X leg, only one leg of the X instead of both. And I'm doing this as part of, well, I've started doing the 25/7 challenge, which is either to work on, you pick a project and either work on it for 25 minutes a day or 25 stitches a day. I'm doing the 25 stitches, other than one day I do 50 so that I finish 2 100 stitch squares a week. So, and I'm posting these on my social media stories, and then once a week on the 7th day, which is a Friday, I post a picture of where I am. So when I posted that picture on Friday, well, let me just show you. When I posted that picture on Friday, I had finished this square right here. So this week I'm doing these 2 squares. But this put me at, on Friday, 33,400 stitches complete out of 265,824. And I'm at 12.565% complete, 6 pages out of 60. So what I'm doing now is, I know it's like it looks kind of weird because there's all of these part threads and there's stitches kind of all in there. I'm doing it by color. So I just started with the color for the very first stitch in this square, and I'm doing all of that color stitches versus threading and unthreading my needle multiple times in one square. The back's not very pretty, but it's fine. It's fine. And then this week on Friday, what I will do is I'll finish the 50. Normally do the 50 stitches on Fridays. When I finish the 50 stitches, I will take this out of the Q-snap and photo, video, something so you can see, and then adjust it in the Q-snap so it's not crooked, and so that I don't, when I start up on this column, don't sew my fabric to itself. So yesterday when I did my 25 stitches, that was day 50 of me doing the 25/7 challenge. So I am making good progress on it because 25 stitches is more than 0 stitches. And that is everything that I'm working on. We do have cross-stitch content in yummies, so you should stick around. Let's move on to the next segment. And now it's time for our favorite part of the show, yummies. What are yummies, Sammy?
Yummies are our current favorite things we like, things we want to talk to you about.
Yummies, and I have an epic yummy this week that I'm so excited about. So this was made for me by Jasmine Ravenclaw on Instagram. Her name is Genevieve Francoeur. Destruction. Wait, there we go. It's kind of blurred. There we go. And I'm linking her Instagram in the show notes if you are interested in getting your own. She makes lots of different styles. So I reached out to her because she had been posting all these beautiful, beautiful bags and had her make one for me. And this is it. So she had me, like we discussed styles because I wanted something big enough for water bottle in the side pockets. So I went to Spoonflower and found this fabric, and it was perfect for me because it's pink. It has cats and it has coffee, including the cute little coffee beans. And then extra to that is rainbows because I came out this year. And so she surprised me with these epic rainbow zippers. How fantastic is that? So it's a really nice size. It has the two like water bottle type pockets as well as the zipper pockets there. It's got a zipper across the top and it's also got a zipper pocket in there. And she embroiders her logo there on the bottom. I love it. I think from the time I contacted her till the time I got it, I think it was maybe 2.5 weeks. And she had to order the fabric and it was shipped from Canada. I cannot rave enough about this bag. And I am just so thrilled. And I was so excited when it came. And I hugged it and loved it and called it all mine. So I am very, very excited about this bag. And I cannot recommend Jasmine Ravenclaw on Instagram, her shop, enough. It is fantastic. So thank you, because I know she's watching, because I told her I was going to show it on the episode today, and she's like, oh, you don't have to do that. I was like, no, we have yummies. We're talking about it, because this is an epic yummy. So, and then the other thing that came in the post this week, just cross-stitch, August 21. Neither Dammy or I was very impressed with this issue. Maybe I should just show this back. Well, there's a couple things I want to show, but so here are the patterns. So if there's any that you want me to show, tell me as I get to them. I thought this one, which it's called Butterfly by Anna
Pavlia.
This butterfly, it is 78 by 112. My mom, Dammy's B-Ma, really loves butterflies, and I was like, I could change that to shades of blue, and that would be really, really pretty. Maybe, my mom doesn't watch this, maybe I will do that for their 50th anniversary. I can't remember if it's this year or next year. I should find that out. But wouldn't that be pretty as a anniversary gift for them? So I might do that because that's not, it's not huge, so it wouldn't be a lot of work, and I would just need to change out, let's see. Well, I would,
I feel like there are a few colors you'd need to change out because it's like several different shades.
Yeah, I would. So the kind of black and that cream there could stay, but I would need to shade everything else in shades of blue. So I just need to kind of do the math and see how many colors I would need to change. But maybe I'll do that. This is kind of cool. I don't necessarily like the pattern is not like, oh my goodness, but it's a floral Ort tray by Pam Lewis and Susan Rahm of Praiseworthy Stitches. And I have a tray similar to this that I got in a Black Needle Society box that was actually made for like gaming, for you to roll dice in. And what it does is it unsnaps there so it lays flat. So this is a cool thing. And they have info in the issue of where to buy the like base of it, and then you can cross stitch in it. So that's a cool idea. I don't know that I would necessarily do that pattern, but it's a cool idea. I should have like marked if there was anything else I wanted to show. Oh, I thought the so this is a reproduction of an 1833 sampler, and I'm not a huge sampler person, but this flower right here in the middle, that is awesome. I really like that one flower detail in there. And then they did release a preview of their Christmas ornament thing, and this one right here is done with specialty stitches. So that could be that could be a fun one to do if you want to try specialty stitches but don't want to do a huge pattern. So there was those, and then let's see what else was there. Oh, I know what else there was that I want to show because I talk about it every issue. Where's it at? Well, this was another interesting concept as well. This is called Setting Sail by Amanda May McNaughton of Artist Designs. And you stitch the sail of the boat, and then it has information about buying the boat piece. So that, I mean, that's an interesting just an interesting concept. I don't think I've seen anything like that before. It's at the very end, I think. The next piece of the My Quaker Christmas Sampler by Nancy Waller of Faithworks Design. So I think that's kind of cool. So that could be a fun like Christmas thing to do at some point. But first, I'm going to do the Halloween one. So we were both pretty iffy on this issue. I got home and Dammy had already gotten the mail, and I was like, "Did you look through it?" After I flipped through it, and you were like, yeah." So, but
I'm intrigued as to why a lot of their patriotic stuff was not in the July issue.
Well, and it's only in every other month, so it should have been in the June issue. If you want, and neither Dammy and I are patriotic stitchers, but it would seem to me like they would have put it maybe in the June issue so that you could stitch it. Although, I mean, like, I guess the August issue's out already and it's only June, so I don't know.
Isn't Labor Day in August?
I think it's in September. I think it's like the beginning of September. That one is kind of cute. That Bear Bolar, it's an ad on the back, but Mill Hill, I don't know. It might be done on perforated paper, which we went through that experience once where I did one thing on perforated paper and it was not my cup of tea. But you could always change it to just regular fabric. So there you go. If you're into patriotic and summer, like beach, ocean, such stitching, then this would be a good issue for you. Or just not into that. So there you go. Do we have any other yummies? I felt like I thought about something earlier that I was like, oh, damn, we should talk about that. And then I don't know what it was.
I got a little bitty cart to hold things by my bed.
I told Dammy that it's like the baby of my craft cart. I don't remember. I'm like, we're going to finish recording and I'm going to be like, oh, Dammy, you should have talked about that. Would you tuck this under because the pages keep flowing? Okay, well, I guess we'll stop there with yummies and move on to the next segment.
And now we're going to talk about what we are reading, watching, and listening to.
Dammy, what are you reading?
Nothing currently.
Recovering from school. Is there any book that like you have purchased that you haven't had a chance to read yet that you think you might pick up this summer?
Yes, it's right there.
Oh,
Yeah, I thought you were talking about it on purpose.
no.
It's called Blood, Water, Paint, and it's by Seattle playwright and novelist Joy McCullough. And we are doing her stage adaptation of it as our autumn show.
Oh, cool. I should go ahead and link it in here. Would you remind me? And I'll put it in the show notes. No, I didn't. I was just asking out of curiosity. I did not know you had it over there to read. Can you tell us anything about what it's about?
It is by an artist I really admire, actually. Her name is Artemisia Gentile. Oh, Pinky. I froze a hand towel for her, and she didn't want to lay on it, but now she's laying on it, even though it's unfrozen now. It's about Baroque artist Artemisia Gentileschi, I think in the 16th century. And so, yeah.
Okay. All right. Well,
she goes through things in her life that are not safe to talk about here.
Ah, gotcha. Okay. Yeah, we would have to give content warning. So, okay, well, you'll have to share what you can as you are reading it this summer. So,
the novel is written in verse style.
Oh, interesting. Okay. We never did talk about, because I know they've publicly released it now, what the other shows are going to be for SPU this next year.
Yes, so we are doing Joy McCullough's stage adaptation of her novel, Blood, Water, Paint for the autumn. Then we're doing Book It Repertory Theater's adaptation, which is a local Seattle theater adaptation of Pride and Prejudice.
I'm so excited for that one.
Mackenzie is stage managing that one.
Oh, Dammy's roommate.
And she's also stage managing the musical. That's last show. Then we're doing Big Love by Charles Mee, which is a modern-ish adaptation of The Suppliants by Aeschylus, I think. And then we're doing a Richard Rogers Award winning musical called String, which is about the Fates in modern days.
I saw about that one.
And Mackenzie is also stage managing that one.
Fantastic. Alrighty, well, I can't wait to see what you get cast in. But they don't do auditions till after you get back to school, correct?
No, auditions for Blood, Water, Paint are Tuesday and classes begin on the Monday.
That's what I said.
Yeah, it's so close to the beginning.
Oh, okay. I thought you were trying to say that, no, they were going to do them over Zoom or something. Okay. No, you've done too much stuff over Zoom. Okay. Well, when you start reading your book, I know you're going to get 15 minutes a day in. Mm-hmm. What am I referring to?
What month are we? April, May, June, RAL.
Read along. So this is a challenge for you to read 15 minutes a day every day. I don't care what you're reading. As long as you're reading, audiobooks do count. There is a finish line thread in our Facebook group. And by participating in the seasonal RALs, you earn entries into the year-long challenge. At the beginning of 2022, we will do 3 grand prize bundles. So all the details are in the show notes and in our Facebook group. Yeah. Okay, let me scroll. All right, what I'm reading. Non-fiction-wise, I'm continuing to read The Body Keeps the Score, Brain, Mind, and Body in the Healing of Trauma by Bessel van der Kolk. I'm reading that as part of my counseling. I am rereading Untamed by Glennon Doyle for my LGBTQ plus faith book club this month. And just adore it. It's such a fantastic book, and this time I'm not devouring it in one night. I'm reading 2 to 3 essays a night, and my highlighter is very, very busy. So, really, really enjoy it. I finished listening to the audiobook of Kitty Saves the World by Carrie Vaughn, which is a werewolf, vampire, magic. And it was actually the last book. Oops, okay, sorry, I made a mistake. I fixed it. It was actually the last book in the series, and then 5 or something years later, she released a short story collection that is in the same world. It has some of the same characters in the different stories, but some that are not. So I'm not enjoying that one as much, but it's called Kitty's Mixtape by Carrie Vaughn. I'm about 25% into it, listening to the audiobook of it as well. And then I'm gonna have to figure out a new like audiobook like series to listen to. I know I do have a hold on Brandy Carlisle's new book. I think it's called Broken Horses. And I had put a hold on like just the like actual regular, I mean like the digital copy, but just like the to read it. And then I heard somebody talk about it like on a podcast or something, and they were saying how much more they enjoyed the audiobook version because she intersperses music within it because she is a musician. So I took the hold off the like reading format and put hold on the audiobook version. So but I've got a little while to wait on that one. For my other book club, my Seattle Lesbian Literature Book Club, we are reading A People's History of Heaven by, do you want to try to that one?
Subramanian.
But the first name too.
Oh, Mathanji.
Subramanian. I'm enjoying it more than last month's book. It's about another community. I want to say, I honestly don't remember where it is set. And I can't look because it's on my phone, which we're recording on. But as all the books we read for this book club, there is LGBTQ content for your consideration in this book. So I was able to get it from the library through the Libby app. But I was like, I did the math and I was like, I need to read 7% a day because I know somebody else from the book club is going to put a hold on it to take it after me. So I'm like, I've got to read it all in, the 21 days that I have available on it. So I read Then She Was Gone by Lisa Jewell, and this was like a suspense. It's about a missing child, but like 10 years later. And the family dynamics and what has happened within the family. And then I don't want to give away too much because it went a direction I didn't expect it to go. But it was very well written, and I really enjoyed, and that's kind of the genre I like, is that suspense, thriller, mystery genre. I read book number 3. It just released this week. Of the Feminine Pursuit series by Olivia Waite. It's called The Hellions Waltz. Not safe for children at all. And it is a historical lesbian romance series. And it's very good, and I really enjoyed it. And then what I'm currently reading, my nose is like sniffling because we have the fan pointed right on us. I'm reading Yes, Daddy by Jonathan Parks Ramage, and it is also another one that is not safe for children because it deals with sexual abuse and such. The only reason I picked it up was because the author was on the think he was on the Queerology podcast that I listened to talking about it, and it intrigued me. So apparently there's going to be some kind of suspense and such. I don't really feel like I've gotten to that yet, but we will see. So I am reading that. Watching House Hunters, Law & Order Special Victims Unit, watching season 20 and episodes for the Also Not Safe for Children, That's Messed Up at SVU podcast. Rewatching season 1 of Gilmore Girls with the I Am All In with Scott Patterson podcast. Gammy and I started watching together Grace and Frankie. They're all short episodes. They're like 25 to 30 minute episodes. We watched all of season 1 and we're into season 2. And it is a more, I don't know what the rating on it is.
MA.
Is it MA? Okay, so that tells you. But the premise of it, it's a comedy, which I'm very picky about comedy. So we're enjoying this one, I believe. Or I am. I hope you are too. Yeah. So it's about 2 women who have been married to men for 40 years. And then they find out that the their husbands are in love and have been hiding their relationship from them for 20 years. So it's very, very funny, and it's got lots of really fun actors in it. So we are enjoying that. And then I watched the season 4 finale of The Handmaid's Tale. Holy crap, y'all. Yeah, I don't even have words to say. It was that, like, mind-boggling and holy crapish. So that's all I can really say about it. And then listening to my favorite murder podcast, right on Spotify playlists.
Cabin Pressure, Spotify.
And that's that. That's what we're reading, watching, and listening to this week. Let's move on to the next segment.
And now we're going to talk about our June, July, August.
Summertime and the living is easy. Ow.
So this runs through the 1st of June through the 31st of August. It is for any project you knit, crochet, weave, spin, stitch, or sew that you can convince us is related to summer. If you can't think of anything, you made it in the summer. There are a couple main rules, as there are for all our owls. The first is that no whips are allowed. Your project must be begun no earlier than the 1st of June and finished no later than the 31st of August. And each project that you knit, crochet, weave, or spin must be at least 20 yards. Otherwise, you need to group it in a single post and thus a single photo and comment in our Facebook FO thread. You can feel free to poly dip in other longs as long as they fit in with their rules. That's fine.
We do have a Google form link in the show notes and in the Facebook group to help us make sure that if you win a prize, that you're getting a prize that you would actually enjoy using, that is appropriate to the crafts you do. If you don't fill out the Google form and you're a prize winner, you'll get what you get. So.
We've got lots of wonderful prizes on our screen right now. Thank you so much to our prize donors. If you would like to get closer looks at them, you can go to our show notes, GGKCS.com, or tune in to the first-ish podcast of every month where we talk about them in detail. And if you're interested in donating a prize for this or a future owl, you can email us at ggkcspodcast@gmail.com. You have to be a member of the GGKCS podcast group on Facebook in order to participate. There's a hashtag if you want to post on social media. It's GGKCS Summertime 21. Our FO thread will be locked for comments the morning of the 1st of September, and winners will be drawn for the next podcast after that. And any winners always have 30 days from the day the podcast goes live to claim their prize, or they forfeit it.
We still have one prize from the Sheepy Spring owl that has not been claimed. So if you participated in that and you haven't claimed, haven't watched that episode, you should go watch. It would have been first or second episode, whatever the first episode of June that you and I were both on, is the one. I think that would have been 446 maybe, because this is 448. You should go watch it before your time runs out.
There's also a chatter thread in the Facebook group if you would like to chatter. And people who finished FOs in the past 2 weeks are Jane S., Sarah G., Silver, and Tyra J.
Great job, everybody. You still have a little over 2 months to get your projects finished, so keep working on them and get them posted. And you might be a winner. All right, let's move on to the next segment.
And now it's time for Ask the Geeks, the part of our show where you ask us things and we try to answer them. This week's question was originally asked and answered in 2017. Ruth asks, what is the first musical you remember watching or listening to? And was that the one that started you on your love of musicals?
I was trying to think. I think the first musical that I saw, and of course it would have been on TV because I didn't see theater in person for many years after that, would have been Sound of Music, followed by
Put in the Second Tape.
Yes. It divided the second VHS tape. It divided like when they were having the ball, the party together, where it was right before the kids sang. There's a sound sort of clanging from the clock in the hall. Following that would have been White Christmas. But I always, I grew up with music, and so it was just a natural extension of that, and was in choir and all that for years and years of school and into college. I performed in Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat. It wasn't a musical, but I was in the Fantastics.
The Fantastics is a musical.
Is it?
Yes.
Oh, I was in the Fantastics. This was before you were even thought of. Well over 20 years ago. And then did scenes of stuff. So, yeah. Okay, your turn.
The first one that I saw was probably White Christmas, but then like musical was Les Mis 2012, and yes, that was the one.
What did we see when we were in Scotland?
We saw the National Theatre devised adaptation of Jane Eyre.
Oh, that's right. Okay. Yeah. And then you've been to New York and you saw Hadestown.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, we've seen Hamilton.
You say I've been to New York. I was there for 4 hours.
Yes, you went to New York to see Hadestown. Of course, we've seen Hamilton because, like, I feel like most of the world has seen Hamilton now with it being on Disney Plus. I want to watch In the Heights. We need to watch that.
Okay.
So, there was some. That's totally off topic. Anyway, there was something else that we need to watch together that's not musical related. Okay. Well, that was a good question. About like, yeah, I had to really think about it, but I'm 90% sure it would have been Sound of Music. We've also seen, like, because it feels like some of was it Fox that did like the live musical stuff?
It was multiple networks.
Yeah, so over the last few years, musicals, it seems like, have come to be more accessible that way because a lot of people can't go. We went and saw Hunchback here in Seattle. So, and when the national tour of Hadestown happens, we're going to go. We're just waiting to find out when it's going to be in Seattle. I feel like I know because there's a gap around when they're in Portland. So I fear it's going to either be before or after. But because of the COVID, yeah. Okay, so Dammy, if somebody has a question for us, what should they do?
You can post it in our Ask the Geeks thread on Facebook or post it in the YouTube comments.
That's right, and we will answer pretty much anything. All right, I think we're ready to move on to the next segment. And with that, we've made it to the very end of this very hot episode. Hot. Just a reminder, so this summer we're going to be recording we should be recording as usual. Dammy is house sitting, pet sitting for a couple of weekends. So if it happens on the weekends we're supposed to record together, we will probably just try to Zoom because I've got much better internet now. So hopefully it would work. We'll play with that and do what we have to do. So, but we should stay on schedule through the summer. So, a reminder about the OWL that we are co-hosting with several other podcasters, the Pride OWL, Pride Along. It started the 17th of May and it runs through a full year, the 30th of June, 2022. There is a YouTube video in the show notes where you can learn all about it. And our hashtag is #GGKCS, Pride Along 2122. Do we have any other announcements?
No.
I don't think so. We are like, let's turn all the fans back on. Thank you so much to everyone who supports the podcast, especially those of you who support us financially. All the love, because it does cost money to ship prizes. As we've done this last week, we've been shipping out more prizes. So if you would like to support us financially, there's several ways you can do it. The main ones are Patreon and YouTube Join, which are ways you can pledge a certain amount of money to your favorite creatives, and our rewards or perks based on the level you donate at. I can't remember if I said, but we did make a little change to the top 3 levels of the Patreon, the rewards that they get. So I posted a post about that on Patreon if you have not seen that. Dammy, if somebody wants to know more about these or wants to sign up, where should they go?
Patreon.com/GGKCS or click the join button under any of our YouTube videos.
Yes. What's another way, Dammy?
There is a PayPal button in the sidebar of our website if you would like to make a one-time donation.
We are bookshop.org affiliates, which is a site that supports financially supports local independent bookstores. So if you purchase a book from our shop, we earn a little commission as well as local independent bookstores. We make a shelf each week with as many of the books that we talk about as possible on it. There are some books that occasionally aren't available through their shop. But you can buy anything from our shop, any books from our shop, and it will help. That website is bookshop.org/shop/GGKCS, and we are amazon.com.co.uk and .ca affiliates. If you're going to shop on Amazon, if you go to our site first, click on the appropriate Amazon link, and then do your shopping as normal. We earn a little money back based on what you purchase. It doesn't cost you anything extra, and it's a great way to support the podcast by doing something you would be doing anyway. Yeah, where can they find us online?
You can find us at ggkcs.com. There are links to everywhere else we are online. Apple Podcasts, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, etc.
That's right. Well, with that, we're going to encourage you to stay cool because summer has hit. I think today is actually maybe the first day of summer.
Okay.
Maybe, I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe it's tomorrow. I think we're around that date somehow. And get vaccinated if you're able. Last I heard here in Seattle, we're at a 70% vaccination rate for people 12 and older.
Hello, wet cat.
Hi, baby. And stay tuned.
Back in the freezer.
Stay tuned after the credits for a video of Pink.
Come on. Oh no.
Oh no! I missed.
Ow! That's my foot.
Come on, Dragon. We have stuff stacked on the end of the couch where she would normally jump. There. Yeah. Oh, there you go. You got it.
Yay.
Good girl. So get vaccinated if you're able. Wear your mask when appropriate, or when it makes you feel, or if it makes you feel comfortable to wear it all the time, that's fine too. And happy crafting. And I'll be back with you next week, and Dammy will be back in 2 weeks. And until then, we'll talk to you again soon. We got to say goodbye, Dammy.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
I'm working from home today, and I have the cutest coworker in the world. Look at this baby. Hello, Pinky. Are you sweeping? Is that what you do while Mama's gone to work? Is you sweep all day long? And oh my goodness, I have to clean this couch every day of Pink's cat hair. She is still shedding her winter coat. You're so sweet. I love you. I love you.